Hey there, and welcome to another episode of Josh Levine Speaks. I got a great one for you today. It's Auction 101, auction terminology and lingo. And if you're new to my channel, Josh Levine Speaks, you know I tend to focus on the auction world and its subculture, the world of downsizing, liquidation, estate sales, yard sales, and how to make money in the niches and genres in between that you may not know about. Really, everything to do with the secondary market. So, if this sounds good to you, before you leave, subscribe below, turn on notifications to be alerted as I add new episodes. Please give me a thumbs up, leave comments below each video that you enjoy, that way I know what you like and want more of. It's you that give me these show topics and amazing ideas, so thank you, and I hope you enjoy Auction 101, auction terminology and lingo. Let's get started. We'll jump right in with absentee bid. It's a procedure that allows a bidder to participate in the bidding process without being physically present. Generally, a bidder submits an offer on an item prior to the auction. Absentee bids are usually handled under an established set of guidelines by the auctioneer or auction company. The particular rules and procedures of absentee bids are unique to each auction company, so you might want to ask. An appraisal. I could do a whole episode about this. However, it's a formal evaluation of the fair market and/or insurance value of a given property. Fair market represents what an appraiser believes an item would sell for in the secondary market or at auction. An insurance value reflects what an appraiser believes it would cost to replace the item on that given day, usually your retail or gallery price. As is, selling the property without warranty as to the condition and/or fitness of the property for a particular use. Buyers are responsible for examining and judging the property for their own protection, otherwise known as is, where is, or in its present condition. All right, auction block. That's the podium or raised platform where the auctioneer stands while conducting the auction. Placing an item on the auction block just means to sell something at auction. The auctioneer, that's the person who engages to direct, conduct, or be responsible for the sale at auction. This person may or may not actually call the auction or cry the auction with today's online technology, but he's responsible. Bank letter of credit. It is a letter of credit from a bank certifying the named person's credit worthiness to bid. It's usually you don't have money with you at the sale. If you're bidding on big ticket items, you're not going to be standing there if it's a cash only auction. It's letting the auction company know you have the means to bid. Bid history. That is the historical list of all the bids made on a particular auction during or after the auction. The bid increment. These are interesting. This is the amount in which the auctioneer increases the bidding. This is up to the auctioneer. So if he's counting in 10s, 20s, 25, whatever the auctioneer wants to do. Online auctions tend to have a preset and you can see what the bid increment is. It means if you're bidding $10, if the next person has to bid 15 or has to bid 20. Again, at a live sale, listen for what the auctioneer says. Buyer's premium. That is an advertised percentage of the high bid or a flat fee added to the final bid to determine the total contract price to be paid by the winning bidder or buyer. Catalog. A catalog is a listing of known factual information about the lot being offered for sale, such as the name of the artist, maker, detailed description, maybe a provenance, the year of creation. I'm going to do provenance later. I know you probably want to know. This may be in print or just online. Choice. This is one people ask me all the time. It's a term alerting bidder to the fact of the highest and best bid. Should you be the winner, you have choice of a single lot or groupings as predetermined by the auctioneer. You may take one or all at your bid times your winning bid. Clerk. That's an individual employed by the principal auctioneer or auction company to record what is sold and to whom and for how much. I call them the court stenographer of the auction. General rule here, never talk to the clerk in an auction. A condition report, that is a written description of the condition of the work. You know, these days, generally an email from an expert at the auction house or firm. But again, when requesting one of these, remember they can be subjective. Your idea of good condition may not be my idea. Hey, and I forgot to tell you, my new blog, joshlevinespeaks.com, I'm gonna have this up there so you can cut and paste this entire terminology, all right? Because I know I talk fast. Next. Condition of sale or terms and conditions, same thing. These are the legal terms that govern the conduct of an auction, including acceptable methods of payment, terms, what the buyer's premium is, when you can take possession, reserves, and any other limiting factors of an auction, usually included in the published advertisement or announced by the auctioneer prior to the start of the sale. An auction estimate. Some companies use them, some do not. It's a process where each lot is given a low to high estimate representing the opinion of experts about the range in which a lot might sell at auction. Estimates are based on the examination of the item, recent auction records of comparable pieces, and generally published online or in the printed catalog. An estimate provides the prospective bidder an important preliminary guide to value and is generally the basis also for establishing a reserve if there is one at the auction house. Remember, this is not an appraisal. Oh, fair market value, I'm going to tell you that one again. It is a term frequently used by appraisers referring to the judgment and opinion about an object's likely sale if it was offered to a willing buyer by a willing seller. Since the auction process is open to all bidders and the sale is considered public and all this, it's usually a good measure of the fair market value. Fair warning. That's just a term an auctioneer says. It's giving you that last chance to increase the bids. If there's no subsequent bids, it's kind of like, hey, I'm about to sell it, the hammer's about to fall. So let's say hammer price. The hammer price is the price established by the highest bidder and acknowledged by the auctioneer dropping the gavel. Opening bid. It's the increment that the bid is opened at, where bidding gets started. Many auction companies will start the bidding increment with the current online pre-bids, or should one exist. If there are no left bids, the auctioneer has the discretion to start. I used to start things at 25% of what I thought it was going to reach, but that's really up to the auction company where they feel it needs to get started. Preview or pre-sale exhibition. That's the preview. You know what that is. Generally, these exhibitions are free and open to the public, and you are highly encouraged to attend. I do a whole thing about going to the preview in one of my videos I just put up there. Provenance. It is an important part of the authentication process. Provenance establishes a chain of custody or ownership, if possible, to the date an item was created or purchased. Provenance can significantly impact the value of an item. Runners or spotters. They are auction staff dedicated to being on point for the auctioneer, to spot bids, assist bidders in the clarification of where the bid is at, and get the attention of the auctioneer for them. Last minute previewing and presentation of the item up for bid, and perhaps soon to be on the auction block too. Always make friends with your runners and spotters at an auction. Times the money. I told you I'd get to this one. It's a term alerting bidders to the fact that their winning bid will be times the number of units available. There may or may not be a minimum quantity, so pay close attention to this term closely. If you hear you must take 5 or you must take them all, if you bid $10 and there's 100 of them, you owe 10 times 100. Just ask for clarification when going to bid on choice or times the money. Traditional auction. That's an auction that is conducted in front of a live audience at a physical location where items are for sale. Classic auction, traditional auction. Well, that's a lot to digest. Go back and watch, or head over to joshlevinespeaks.com and hit my blog page. I'll post this whole term sheet up there for you to cut and paste for free. And while you're there, you'll probably see some other cool educational and hopefully entertaining stuff. Before you leave, please like this video, click subscribe, turn on the little notification bell, and place your comments below. And remember, all my contacts and social media are below as well. Until we stream again, my friends.